Hello and welcome back to the finishing line, proudly sponsored by Kisshoten Events. Tom is late. We were just talking about it. There's many certainties in life. There's a few in horse racing. There's many not in horse racing. But one certainty in life is that Tom will be late. Even though he was told nigh on 4 days ago that we were starting at 7:30 because we have a lot to talk about. I'm getting old. I'm tired. I have to look after my heart. So I like going to bed early. Sean and Andrew are just here. Andrew, how are you doing?
I'm grand, boy. How are you?
Sean, how are you?
Yeah, very good, yeah.
Tom is there now, and is there any chance we can brighten that screen?
There is, I suppose.
Please.
I'm going to have to jump across everyone. But...
Yes, that's very much better.
There's Tom. Oh, no, that's the wrong one. That's the right one. You get up there and you go down there.
Hello, Tom. How are you?
I'm good. I didn't realise this was live until I saw live in the corner. Sorry, guys.
That's okay. We were just saying that there's a few certainties in life, and one of them is that you will be late. So
Vincent has a good comment there. He says, "Is Tom late as he's still waiting for his 1 to what in Dundalk to finish?" Yeah. Stone cold last.
Tom had no
handbrake was on. Tom
had no money for his kebab today.
Yeah.
Because he lost it on a yark in Dundalk.
Kebab money out the window.
Yeah. We've lots to talk about. We'll have a chat about our trip to Cheltenham, discuss all the racing. There was many great performances. I'm sure there was some bad along the way. The lads might want to talk to. Tom had a runner in Cheltenham, John McConnell's horse, Pimlico. We'll give Tom a little bit of time to discuss that and anything else we are doing. Our sponsors, Kisshoten, down the bottom of the screen there, have another special offer, 10% off the Kisshoten Gold and Black membership, and all you need to do is use the code the finishing line 10, and don't forget they also have that Cheltenham package offer as well. Kisshoten Events, go look them up on their socials. Andrew's going to give you some details about that. They're trying to get to 1,000 subscribers, and we will get to that soon. Apologies in advance if there's some background noise. We're a little bit early and the gym is still a little bit busy. The day job that has to keep the billman from the door is going on. So the tax man, he never stays away from the door. He's constantly at the fucking door. So apologies if there's any background noise.
We'll be a different location next week. If
it's an issue, people let us know, and we will we'll go back to the original Andrew's house next week. The boys should be fine there though. And it didn't really start yet, so give it a minute. And if I do go that way, at some stage in this,
going to go that way.
Yeah, well, I was just making sure because I don't know the way the screen is.
Yeah, but
anyway,
it doesn't matter because the door is there.
Anyway, I'll be back. I'm only have to take my tablets. They're going to make me pee.
I need to take more.
It is what it is. Keeps me alive. So be it. Quiz? No, we're not doing the quiz.
Stop! Don't mind that. Happy?
Okay, let's cross the T's, dot the I's. Andrew, give it to us. Give it to us about Kisshoten. What's going on?
Kisshoten want to reach 1,000 followers on Twitter, and if they do that in the next, what day is today?
Today's Wednesday.
By next Friday, they are giving away a massive, massive prize. That's all the information I can give, because that's all the information I know. But they've said one of three things, which they haven't clarified which one it is, but it's something money can't buy. They can buy it, but for a lot of money. But they're giving it away for free. But you have to follow them on Twitter, just Twitter. Get them up to 1,000 followers, and they will be giving away a massive, massive prize. So all you have to do is go at Kisshoten VIP on Twitter and just follow them. Go on, Sean, what were you saying?
Can we win?
Oh, of course we can. If you're not in, you can't win, Sean.
True.
You need a haircut.
I literally got one last Thursday.
Did you? You need to do your hair properly.
No,
so.
Friday. I had a hat on all day.
Ah, okay, that's it. It's
I know.
still.
It's up to me.
So last week, a who's who of good horses. Basically, we had Stage Star, Bob Olinger, Captain Guinness, Facile Vega, Jambon, Coke Park, according to Andrew on Twitter.
Coke Park, yeah.
That's a different one. You don't get it right. You don't get stuck in that one, or maybe you do.
Well, some parks are like Coke Parks. One like People's Park down the Waterford is like a fucking Coke Park.
American Mike, Fact to Foil, amongst many, many, many others. We will discuss all of them. We also have great racing this weekend. We're going to touch on that. The back end of the podcast. Classical Dream is out tomorrow. Sean's tip, Mr. Policeman, is out Friday. It's all happening. But first, we'll go to Tom. Tom had a runner in Cheltenham. We'll leave Tom talk about his runner in Cheltenham. We'll have a little chat about Cheltenham.
Do we tell him what I renamed him? Because we can't really pronounce it properly when we were drunk.
Yeah, 2 seconds. We'll have a little chat about Cheltenham then, and then we'll kick on about the racing, and then we'll go into the races for the weekend. Tom, Nintendo, because it's easier to say, Nintendo ran very well on Sunday.
Oh, she did, yeah. Look, in fairness, to be serious for a minute, she ran an absolute blinder. Absolutely thrilled of her. But straight after race, I won't lie, I was devastated. To get beaten in the neck at Cheltenham and 2 strides after the line, you're up. Gutting. You don't get many chances around Cheltenham, let alone the November meeting or the festival. So tough one to take. But look, what's fantastic about it is she ran a really good race. We've got one to look forward to. She's still a maiden. She's still a novice. So I'm sure we're going to have plenty of big days out with her. So, delighted but gutted at the same time.
Yeah, we'll all be saying, Nintendo, wee!
You said that in the taxi. I nearly fell off the chair.
I love it. It.
We had a good time over there, though, didn't we? I only met you guys briefly. Plenty of alcohol consumed. So.
Yeah, to be fair, I don't drink that much anymore. I don't think Andrew drinks all that much anymore. Sean drank a lot.
Oh, but, not that Sean, different Sean. A lot.
The other Sean.
Like we were having 1 pint at the hotel, and he was gone through 3 gins by the time he finished the pint.
It was a great trip, I have to say.
And he wasn't hungover the next day.
We kind of learn a little bit every year of making it easier on ourselves regards taxis and stuff, and
we've cracked it.
I think you cracked the code now. I stumbled on a nice hotel.
Don't tell people because we won't get the hotel.
But the crew from ITV Racing were there.
Dude, just give it away.
John Hales was there. There's a story about John Hales.
Story. Oh, God.
I don't know if I should tell it.
Oh, we have to tell it.
You should.
Oh, it's the greatest story I've ever heard in my life. Like, we were sitting like 5 feet away from, and the story that they were, But let's just say, it involves blue pills.
I think everybody knows I like women, and I don't refrain from the fact that I'm quite horny. John Hales is 85.
It's you.
John Hales is me.
It's you.
With hair, just older.
I hope nobody's eating watching this.
And we shan't go any further into the story about John Hales, but a lovely hotel.
2 people to help me out with a chair. I'll see you up in the room, love.
A lot of people came over to meet, and they didn't want to see anybody else. They just came over and said, "How's your health?" I said, "Grand," and I went, "See you, Dave." And I went, "Bye." So thanks to everybody for caring that I'm back healthy again. That was actually quite nice. As much as I joke about it, it was nice for people to come over and say, and it shows they've been watching the podcast for way before even Sean got involved, because that's
too long.
That's nigh on 3 years ago now. Coming up on Christmas that I got quite sick. So thank you to everybody for coming up and asking that.
I'm still fucking playing on it.
It's the tablets. We seen many people, loads of others. I know they messaged Andrew, they messaged me, and apologies we couldn't get to everybody. It was impossible to get signal at the course. It was worse than even previous years, and I know it had been difficult previous years, but I came away and we got back to the hotel, and there's messages on Twitter, would you like to meet us for a drink? So anybody we didn't get to meet, apologies. and thanks for making the effort.
There, DRF will be much easier in DRF because we're staying in the Clayton around the corner.
Exactly.
Yeah, Cheltenham is great. Anybody's never been, but it's becoming extremely expensive.
Yeah, they put up the prices, I see, for the festival.
Tom, it's a bit expensive.
It is a bit expensive. I was lucky enough to be on freebies for the weekend, so I can't complain. Can't complain too much. However, the one thing I will say is I'm glad you've nailed it, as in the travel and stuff, because I made an absolute pig's fucking ear of this now. So, for whatever reason, I decided it'd be a good idea to get the boat over.
Jesus.
Yeah,
thinking that she'd run on the Friday and coming back on Sunday afternoon, so that wouldn't have been too bad. Turns out the Pimlico Princess doesn't like boats. And we only found that out when we were on the first boat.
She's a wise woman.
I feel I do need to over a bit of an apology because we were there from Thursday night until we got home at 2:30 on Sunday morning. 4-hour drive in the UK to get to Holyhead because we had to change boats then because she ran. And then a 2.5 hour or 2.5 hour drive down at 12 o'clock from Dublin on Sunday night, straight into work on Monday morning. So, glad you've nailed it because I made an absolute tit of it.
Yeah, and he wants to fuck everything up because he wants to go on the boat the next time. And I will see you in Birmingham because I'm fucking getting on the boat.
It's not that I wanted it. I just said it's not as bad as some people make out. But then the other side of it, you said you get seasick. When you get seasick, it's definitely very bad.
Not even that part. You land. You arrive in England, and then you have a 4-hour drive ahead of you. No thanks.
You wouldn't be driving, so it's
I don't care.
Tom is driving apparently. Did you join the Wi-Fi, lads? Work perfect.
Yes.
Yeah, it didn't
in
work.
And out every 2 seconds.
Didn't work. It works in
we had this little square,
one particular area.
One square outside the pizza place. And you stand there like that, and you're like, yeah. I mean,
Poor Puddy was the worst, I think, affected because Puddy likes doing bets on his phone, and that's just how he does it. He doesn't really pay money at the track and stuff like that for bets. And he was in a little portion of Cheltenham, just like this, trying to get to work. And anyway, he moved up or down, he's gone, finished. So yeah, no, it was a great week. Really good racing, and we will start with Bob Olinger.
Oh, Bob. Made my weekend.
Yeah, I don't like him. I still don't like him. I'll never like him. But I'm happy.
Yeah, there's zero reason for you not to like him.
I'm happy for you.
Thanks for being happy for me.
Yeah.
Bob Olinger and Captain Guinness winning on the same day while I'm in Cheltenham. What more do you want?
Well,
Cliff Horses decided to sprout wings and come back. Captain Guinness, we'll get to him in a minute. But Bob Olinger, I never went. Stand here, went past him again. I was like, then I seen this little black head going, hey, we're back.
He tried.
He travelled. He jumped. And he put his head down and he wanted to win, which is something we didn't see since the Ballymore.
Mm-hmm.
He's a lot of heights to still scale if he's to get anywhere near that. Where do you go with him now? Do you drop back down to 2 miles? Just stepping back up to 3 mile. Personally, I stepped back up to 3 mile, throw him out the back like they did there because they made a run of him last year. Creep him into it. Go there with one run, see what happens because it's not a great stairs hurdle. As everyone is saying, we're all saying since the start of the season. I'd give it a go. I'd give Christmas hurdle a go one more time, see what happens. Because he's shown more than what he showed last season.
Guys, any other comments on Bob?
Yeah, just good to see him back. And again, like Andrew, I've only watched the replays of this because I was fully engrossed in Cheltenham on Saturday. And yeah, I thought it looks like he's going to get beat, doesn't it? And he's battled back and he's won going away. Maybe he wants that step up to 3 miles now. And dare I say it, in a wide open stayers hurdle, is he a contender?
Sean?
Absolutely not, Thomas, the answer to that. But
shut up, yeah. You absolute monk. Go out your fact before you get beat off American Mike.
Sean's been spewing all weekend, Andrew. Henry Horse is coming there on the snap.
And Tom, I was there on Navan myself, right?
Oh no, where do I hide in Navan?
Yeah, exactly.
You couldn't write this stuff, but he got some cheer now. I had no bet myself, but I think everyone there.
You he didn't.
Yeah, he didn't get one from me anyways. But I think He ran well, and as you said, he's battled. This first time he's battled, he came on the steel now going down to the last, and you said to yourself, right, he's gone down a half a length, he's probably going to fall away here, but he done very well to dig in, and I liked Home by the Lees run. The way it changed, he had to give £9 this time around to Bob. I'd say that's a perfect run for going to Christmas.
Every time I mention Home by the Lee, the next thing comes out of your mouth is, he's useless. He has no hope in his stairs. Fuck off.
But Christmas, I think Christmas is going to be the time to catch him.
Genuinely now, I'm pissed off now. I'm shit at this backtracking shit now. I'm done with it.
What's going to line up?
I can't. No, move on, please.
Yeah, look, I just hope something takes over the 3 mile hurling division. It's just it's crap. And if Home by the Lead does it, I just don't know. Shout out to Michael Walker. We done a little match bet there on Twitter as well before Vega ran, and he arrived into the bookies with 20 of the Queen's finest notes. I kept it to give him a shout out in the podcast.
20 notes.
20 sterling. He came back to the bookies after to give it to me, and he said there I was the most nervous person in William Hill. And you know what? Ger O'Brien, Facile Vega's owner, was beside me, and I was more nervous than him. I never shook so much in my life, didn't I?
Yeah, it was great. It's great to see someone that actually was terrified watching the race. That wasn't me for once.
I was shaking like a shitting dog, genuinely.
Me when Honeysuckle used to run.
Yeah, it wasn't bad. No, it was bad. Sorry, not it wasn't bad. It was.
He was very moody before the run up to us because he was very angsty.
Very quiet.
Yeah, he was very.
There was stuff, and just touching on another comment above there, it's gone there. Russell, I think Stanton said he'll never go to the festival anymore, just to get rid of the negative comments before we keep going. He was saying 220 a point out foreign, I think, and just betting your phone or whatever it is. There's a bookies there or whatever. I think some of us are going to do that next year. We were talking about doing it this year, but it was it's too much hassle this year. But next year, definitely. And you can see why with the prices and stuff. Maddie Piles from either Racing Post, I think she works for Racing Post, had that thing up on Twitter, saying that it's not too expensive. And
Cheltenham.
Yeah, in comparison to other sporting events, and myself and other people, she didn't reply to me, which is fair. I don't mind anyway. She was saying it's comparative to other sporting events, and I just pointed out that the 2 days of Punchestown the weekend are €25. The full ticket for the DRF is €60. So how can she say it's comparative to other sporting events when it's not even comparative to their own sporting events and other tracks? And using it's Cheltenham or the standard of racing can't really be given in that sense, because DRF loader grade ones is €60 for the whole weekend. It cost us €60 to get in on Saturday.
Sure.
Okay, there was no grade one, and then Punchestown, a good weekend. Morgiana Hurdle, which we'll talk on, John Durkan, €25 for the whole weekend.
Sure, even they say the standard of the racing in Cheltenham, so Friday was kart racing.
So I think they need to.
The festival weekend is the best value sports ticket you will find anywhere. It's like €60 for the weekend.
You have the best running against the best.
Yeah. Maria Fitzgibbon, me too, Dave, me too. We'll get to Vega, don't worry.
Afternoon, Mrs. Vega.
Quick touch on Captain Guinness.
Sean, say hello to your wife.
Mom, isn't it?
Mom, as you like to call her, Sean, is it? I just don't want to do it.
The bookies full.
He's gone.
The bookies full. Maddie Piles laughing faces. Maddie Plyle. Asher, look. It makes it easier. I've been known to get a name or two wrong. Maybe on purpose. Touch on Captain Guinness. He won't spend too much time, but bar the big ones in the Champion Chase market, he's very good. I think, to me, it was his best performance I think I've ever seen. He looks like he's finally matured. He knows how to settle. He jumped the best I've ever seen. And on the way to Dublin, I actually said to the tree in the car, how is this horse 2-1? And the other yoke that can't breed is even money. And then he went out to 3-1.
I was like, baby.
We got stuck in.
We got GSI. We've done a statement dance.
We got stuck in.
William Hill. And it's probably been kicked out William Hill. Yeah.
Captain Guinness, happy?
Not a cliff horse. One weekend is at the win. Very happy. As you said, looks like he's to mature, and there was no stage in that race I thought he wasn't win. Every time he jumped the fence, Rachel was kind of reining him back in behind. You could see Dicer Dynamo you could see Paul was always trying to force him onto the bridle the whole way around. I could not believe for the life of me this thing went off odds on. A thing is either going to fall, he's going to die of breathing problems. He just doesn't stay 2 miles. He doesn't stay 2 miles. 1 mile 6, 1 mile 5. That's him. That's him gone, done. Good luck to you. Captain Guinness, I would love to see this fella win a grade one. Options there to avoid Jambon and El Fabiolo look few and far between. But if he turns up a race with none of them in, I think he'll win them races. But he's playing for third place in the champion chase right now. But look, it's great to see him have his day in the sun. Travels very, very well.
Dicer Dynamo, 5 furlongs, Wolverhampton. Tom.
Yeah, no, he was good, wasn't he? Won this race last year, and he's done it well. Henry's team are in good form, and as I say, Sean must have been getting slightly worried going into that Facile Vega race when he's seen Henry have a grade 2 double, and both of them come there absolutely swinging, spewing in the back frames, I imagine, Sean.
Yeah, it was a bit nervous times now, Tom. I'm not going to lie. Henry's banging in winners left, right, and centre, and Facile Vega was in the next race against a Henry horse. But I thought Captain Guinness was very good. He had to give Dicer Dynamo £9. I can sort of understand why the betting did go the way of Dicer Dynamo with that weight he was getting. But I think it proved that plenty of Willies are taking the run. Now, not to say that even if you ran to his merits, he probably wasn't going to beat Captain Guinness because he was very good. But I think that was the first signs that Willies are probably going to take a run this season, and I'll be a bit wary backing them first time out.
Fair. On to Vega. I'll leave you discuss before I give my thoughts. I was very nervous. I won't say any more than that, but I was happy I got the job done.
Yeah, started off a bit sketchy, but warmed up as time went on. I still think he needs to step up and trip, genuinely. I think the further this fella goes, the better he's going to be. Whether it's we want to beat Marine Nationale, put him in his place kind of thing, just for the Arkle, be it to do with the Dublin Racing Festival. Who even knows if we're going to see Marine Nationale? What'll happen if Mr. Policeman bolts up on Friday? Will he be their 2 miler and they step Vega up then? There's a lot of ifs and buts along the way. But his performance alone, look, is even plain and simple. It was novice, most of the jumping, but once the revs went up, it started getting a lot better and better and better. In the pocket behind us, gosh, one of those, you stay that side, Paul, I stay this side. Kind of educational ride, as you want to call it. But look, people are seeing on Twitter, and we talked about before we came on air, that in the pocket reverse form with Facile Vega. Get that out of your heads, and it was not happening. It's just not happening. In the pocket might be the better jumper. Facile Vega overall is a better horse. That's just the plain simple facts about it. Anytime, bar the Dublin Racing Festival, when you see the proper Facile Vega, you can see he's a far better horse. Very good starting point. He's still raw. Not a lot to learn, but he'll improve as you go. And Arkle, Turner's, I think he wins it.
Tom, you caused major controversy on Sunday by shocking
YouTube
and Twitter. I got texts from people. Thomas dead on scamming now. There's just this is outrageous stuff going on. But Vega, what did you think?
Sure, look, I was just after the value, wasn't I? I'm just checking now. I think is he into 3-1, something like that?
11-4
for the Arkle. 6-4. Is that 11-2? 11-4, 5-2, 3-1. There you go, lads. And even that is given after. Now, I'm going to say this first, actually, because you're going to jump down my bloody throat. I'm not just judging him on his first run. I will give him time to improve and get jumping, right? However, he jumped shit. Let's face it. He jumped the first 4. He got into them like he'd never seen a fence before in his life. And then coming down the straight, he was twisting his body. He was still getting in tight. I didn't think he jumped very well at all. So I'll give him his next start. Sean, as somebody said in the comments, right? This guy got it right wherever he's gone. Wherever he's gone. Apacho said, if Marine jumped like that, I'm sure the lads would pick plenty of holes. Marine jumped like that, you'd be slating it. He's got to improve his jumping. Now, as I just said, I'm not saying he can't. I'm not judging him on it as a chaser. But he's got to jump better than that. You've been rattling on for however long how this lad is going to improve another 50 pounds for a fence. But he didn't jump very well the other day. That's just the facts of it. He didn't jump very well.
Sean?
Yeah. Well, first, I've seen some shit on Twitter now the last few days. I've seen some crazy stuff on this performance now. Absolutely crazy stuff that's been bugging me. People saying that he has to go up and trip when he's never run over further. He's done all his winning at 2 miles and he just has to go up and trip all of a sudden now. Like he lost the race. Like he won the race in third gear, pushed out after the last, beaten in the pocket. Like, I don't know what more people expect. But in terms of performance, like he went down the first and I think he was looking at everything bar defence because he went down and hit that and it woke him up. I think after that, I think people are being very critical. Like, he was fine down the back. Paul asked him in for 2 or 3 down the back and he was perfectly fine. I thought 2 out when he squeezed him when they were getting racing. He jumped that very well. And I think that's what they were seeing at home. That 2 out jump was what they were seeing a lot. And he just didn't bring it to the track that day. Whether it was his first time jumping out of ground like that, it could be that one. But like, at the end of the day, he's gone around in a hack canter, had an easy enough race, was pushed out after the last and won. I don't know what people want more in a beginner chase, and he's beating grade 1 horses. Like, I'd probably firmly stand by that'll be the best beginner's chase round this year. You've graded horses in first and second. You've Spillane Tower, who I think is going to be just below graded horses, and it's a top-notch beginner chase. I don't know what more people are looking for. You'd probably go to Christmas now and take on the grade 1 where Marine National's not going to go in first time. Maybe take on In the Pocket again. But I'm seeing some crazy stuff saying that he needs to go up and trip. Why on earth will they step him up when he's winning at 2 miles now? It'll take him to be beaten, and probably beaten well, to even consider going up and trip, in my opinion.
I don't think the trip is an issue, and I would agree, Sean. I think that is one of the best beginners chases you're ever going to see run. Because I think In the Pocket is very good as well. But yeah, and like this comes back to Marine National and Barry Connell saying, sure, he went to Cheltenham off 2 runs. Like, to be honest, I thought, he looks like a chaser, doesn't he, Fast Island? Everyone keeps saying he's going to improve for a fence. Like, this is why you need to get them out running. Like, I've no doubt he's going to come on and improve for that.
That's what I think the jumping as well. Like, you can do all the skill you want at home, but like jumping in a race, he didn't come from a point-to-point background. It was his first time jumping in a race with other horses. I'd say he's going to learn plenty.
Yeah, for me, regards to trip, I'd like to see him in the Turners. I don't think it's going to happen. Unless perhaps the ground is good at Cheltenham, because I do think he will always act better with a little bit of soft in the description. He's a bit of a dig, and the way he lifts his knee, I think soft ground would definitely help him. And if it was goodish ground at Cheltenham, I wouldn't be surprised if they changed tack and went to the Turners kind of late on. Regards to performance, reality is he didn't jump all that well. I'll be honest about it, but it's a beginner's chase, and the one fence that Paul actually asked him for a jump, he jumped well, which was the second last. Majority of the other fences, he just let him figure it out himself, and his back legs made a bit of a weird kind of shape on 1 or 2, but never looked like falling. And to me, it kind of reminded me of El Fabiolo last year, because his first chase start, he didn't jump well. He was a bit all over the place and odd with his legs and stuff. I was against him at DRF, and it made no difference. He jumped 1 or 2 of them quite badly, and the engine got him through. So that's the way I kind of liken it. And I had many conversations with Kubo about El Fabiolo, and he maintained his engine would get him through 2 miles no problem, which it did. I was quite happy, and I know people are saying Rachel gave In the Pocket an easy time. It's not like Paul asked Vega for anything, to be quite honest. And yeah, he got pushed after the last and just sat up and won on the bridle. So this In the Pocket's going to beat him ain't going to happen. Marine National could be a better jumper and beat him. Absolutely, anything could happen. He bet him in the Supreme Novice last year, but as a first introduction to fences, I'm quite happy. Few sketchy jumps, but what do you expect? I think the only horse beginner's chase in many moons I've seen and went, wow, this thing is an absolute aeroplane and will never fall, was Galopin Des Champs. And he did, in fact, fall.
Yeah, look, he will improve. There's no doubt about it. His jumper will have to improve. There's no choice in the matter. Like, I don't know what you were watching, Sean, if you thought his jumping was unbelievable. It was.
No, I don't mean unbelievable.
Okay.
It was grand. It was a learning thing. It
was just okay, and
he got one or two spot on. The rest of them were like, "Oh, I get over. How do I get?"
Yeah, it's just kind of just figuring out how to get over him. And another man that likes his point to points, Brian Smith, was talking to me the other day about it and asked my opinion, and I just said when they went a bit faster towards the end of the race, he looked better. So I think he'll jump better at speed because he's forced to just actually go for it. But when they were just kind of galloping around, it was like he was crawling over him and he wanted to go faster.
Yeah, didn't he?
Yeah, I think that was the case as well. He done one. You can't quite see it on the telly, but you're up on the track. He went out past the first ditch and he danced in front of it. I like the way he done that. He could have went straight through that now after what he done at the first, but he found his feet, got in a little bit tight and got up and over. And I like to see novices correcting themselves like that. Like he never looked like falling. And he asked him for two down the back, and he came up for him. So I don't think it was all that bad as people think it was.
This is why you can't be honest. Sean O'Connor and Apacho or whatever his name is, you've hyped him up, and now you're backtracking. I'm not backtracking at all. He'll win the Arkle or he'll win the Turners. No backtracking. I mean, fucking honest. This is what's the point in being fucking honest.
Reviewing the race that he ran in.
And lads, it was his first start, as I said. It's his first start. Let's give him a chance.
What you fucking expecting to be Superman going over the fences?
I didn't get to say it, but one of my biggest takeaways from it was I think he's matured so much. I've seen him plenty of times in a ring before a race. He spent half his energy in rings before races. He's been on his toes, jigging about, sweating up. This is the first time I've ever seen him walk around there like a pony. He was causing no problems. He wasn't.
Sean O'Connor, I'll have €10, 10 of the finest, not Queen's euros, wherever they come from.
Brussels.
Whatever race he goes for in Cheltenham, Turners or Arkle, he'll win. So yeah, I'll have that bet, no problem. No problem. On to Sunday. Sean likes Factor File. He was beaten by American Mike. American Mike came back to form. And we also seen Croke Park win grade 3. Looks like he wants 3 miles already. Andrew.
Croke Park reminds me, after when I was watching it, of Sire Des Champs. That kind of build has a look of a 3 mile already, and I think the second he sees eventually sees a very, very good horse. Good performance. Had to battle well, came between his two stablemates and got the job done nicely. I presume they will step him up and trip now to 2-6, that one at the Dublin Racing Festival if they skip Christmas, doing that fucking Sandrockle game on
Nathaniel Lacey.
That one. And I won't be surprised if you see him in the Albert Bartlett. He looks like he needs every step of 3 miles, but he's a very exciting horse now for chasing next season. I'll be keeping on the right side of him. What's the other one? American Mike. First time out was the time to catch him. Look, apparently they've done a lot of work with him in regards to his jumping and whatnot and change a few things with him. It was nice seeing him get back to winning ways, beating Factor File, who would have needed beating him, in my opinion, if he was any hope of winning the Cheltenham. No, his first run out and all that jazz. Now, the day after Patrick said this fella could be my 4 miler, and today now apparently he's a 2 miler.
Yeah.
So the Willie Mingo's bingo continues. But I think he's as slow as a boat, in my own opinion. I wouldn't be surprised if he does end up in the 4 miler, but I don't think he's a grade 1 winner waiting to happen.
Tom, did you see any of this? Any comments, or were you stuck on the boat?
I was traveling, but I went back and watched it anyway. And Croke Park is slow as a boat. That's why he is. He looks like he wants 3 mile already, doesn't he? So, but like he's going to be a lovely chaser. You'd almost hope that they look after him. And don't over race him this year and plan for his chasing career, but we'll see. And then American Mike, Jesus, all the shrewds were out on Factor File, weren't they? Can't wait to see this lad going straight chasing. here we go, Willie's next big thing, and he gets beat by American Mike. Yeah, that's that slip torn up, I think. Yeah, American Mike was all right, but I can't have that. He's much better than a 140 horse.
Sean, you're one of these shrewds. I think that was directed at you.
Did you like him, Sean? Oh, sorry.
It's a flying form today, Tom.
Tom's flying here. The force on the Crow Park, I think the stable actually have a better one that ran on Saturday in the maiden hurdle for the Barla, Stella Story. I really liked him. We didn't have him in. The Crow Park, I didn't know what to make of it. I thought it was an okay race. I think they might have thought he was going to win a little bit better than that, but up and trip is definitely where he's going. And the American Mike Factor Foil, yeah, look, I was disappointed he didn't get to beat him, but he travelled and jumped and just looked like he was in need of a run. If that was to happen again, my money would be only going one way, and it'd be on Factor Foil. So hopefully next time out, he's going to get the business done.
Back to Cheltenham. Jambon first. It's probably the biggest talking point on Twitter.
This is strange. Twitter's been last.
Many people think Jambon is going to beat El Fabiolo. I'm not one of them. It seems to me a big stage of recency bias. Jambon's a very good horse. He jumps very well. Jambon doesn't like being challenged, as was seen last year when Calico gave him a bit of a fright. And when he came up against two really good horses, he's lost. I don't think that was much of a race on Sunday, to be quite honest. And he kind of got his own way and just jumped around much like he did last year at Sandown. I don't think that in any way, shape or form means he's improved to the fact that he can beat El Fabiolo. In my opinion, El Fabiolo is the most likely winner. Again, he's a year younger. He's had less races. He's open to more improvement. And he's open to more improvement in his jumping. And I think he will spank Jambon again.
Very much a recency bias thing. And I put up a thing on Twitter, a reminder what El Fabiolo done to Jambon last year. I put up Jambon for the Arkle last season, so this is not Tom from El Fabiolo pocket or anything.
And I put up Jambon for the Arkle as well.
Plain simple facts about it. A clueless El Fabiolo last season beat Jambon. And
Ben, I'll have a match bet with you that El Fabiolo beats Jambon. So that's 2 match bets today. And you're paying me for the points of Guinness. You're not getting away with it like what you did with Tom, because I'll come after you. Sorry.
Fucking hell. Fucking threats and everything now. Anyway, yeah, it's like people. It's recency bias. He was good at Cheltenham. It wasn't much of a race. You've Edward Stone, who's 10. You've Edward Gee, who had his day in the sun last season, and there's that Spanish yoke that's
Negra.
Yeah, I just don't like saying the names. I hate that they think is going to be the best each way shot of the Champion Chase every fucking year.
Up again this year.
Jesus Christ. I don't get it. It'll be them two for 1 and 2, but it'll be the same result as happening in the Arkle. How people don't think El Fabiolo is going to come on from being clueless last season and his jumping wasn't great at all to suddenly being a donkey and not being able to beat Jambon again. I don't get it. It's going to happen. If El Fabiolo turns up in the Champion Chase 100%, he beats Jambon every day of the week.
Tom?
He'll take him out of his comfort zone. Sorry. That's what he does.
Yeah, I said it before about Jambon. He's got beaten twice in his life. He's ran into 2 airplanes on both times. So I take nothing away from him. I think he's a really, really good horse. Depending on what happens to El Fabiolo, I know what people are saying. Like, I was getting a lot of stick then saying about him going for the Ryanair, but like, if you look at the way he rode him, he took it up fucking miles out and made it into a proper test. Like, there's no doubt for me that horse stays a lot further. It depends how that Ryanair field is looking, and they'll see. I imagine that's what they were kind of saying, but yeah, I don't know if Allaho didn't run. Now I think we've got another massive contender in the Ryanair after the weekend, but I would have Jambon as better than him. But look, we'll see. But I think El Fabiolo would beat him again. I agree with you there.
John?
Yeah, Jambon. You know what? It's the first time I think we've ever seen him settled and going down. He wasn't sweating up, and maybe he's matured a little bit, but I don't think this field has ran up to that level. I don't think Edward Stone has ran anywhere near his mark of 167. I think he was a good bit below that. Look, Jambon was good. He was very good jumping. Nico took her up at the water and sent him on. Like, yeah, look good. He's going to win everything on that side of the water, but the biggest threat is on our side, El Fabiolo, and he's not going to meet until Cheltenham.
Edward Stone hasn't looked like the same horse in 18 months.
No, I'd say season he was.
He won the Arkle, and you were
kind of-
thinking, okay, he looked
Was-
very good, and then he got pipped by Gentleman to
Yeah,
me
but
at Aintree.
Then we have to remember he wasn't a young horse
No.
going chasing,
No,
so he could have. He's probably at the plateau now at this stage.
yeah, I don't know. I think three of us are in the El Fabiolo camp anyway. Tom is kind of sitting on the fence there.
No. I'm definitely El Fabiolo camp. I think he will beat him.
4 for
but
4.
I really like Jambon though.
He's
4 for 4.
Jambon right here.
Stage Star won the Paddy Power. Really good performance from Stage Star. Out from the front again, much like the Turners. The horse that finished second in the Turners. Second again. Real Backer went a bit nuts before the race and was never really in it from an early stage.
Caught himself apparently.
The usual handicap horse that runs good. Fugitive, he was in around there, and Il Ridotto was in around there and then places again. Stage Star, right there.
Yeah, you have to know that was a very, very good performance. I watched it back again today, and he jumped really well. Even he got pressure the whole way, so to keep going the way he did, and for him to find a leg after he overjumped the last, was not even overjumping, he went through the top of it. Was not as short or spectacular the way he actually picked up and went off again. That was a lot better than it looked because of what he done at the end of the race. Do I think he's a contender? Of course, you have to think he's a contender. But now he has to go to a standard of an Allaho. If we have an Allaho in a Ryanair, that's the Allaho we saw at Punchestown at the 2 Ryanairs he had to win, and he needs to step again.
Yeah.
There's no two ways about it. It'll be tested because you never go to pace Allahos after going, and that will then you will see, can Stage Star go with that? And if he can't, will he spit the dummy out, or will he be able to settle in behind and come with a rattle then? Very good performance, 100% a player in the Ryanair, but he still needs to step up again. But and again, I don't like not long till May. I don't like the proximity again. I don't rate that horse. So I know he's had to win in the races he done before, but he got beat at first time out of Cheltenham again this season, and he couldn't pick up and go past him.
Look, to me,
I couldn't. I was like, he's had to make a mistake. Seen not long to May land, not long to May is going to go past him now and win. Just wouldn't go past him.
To me, Stage Star is quite good. He's obviously a contender in the Ryanair. He makes it a bit more exciting. It's hard to know what Allaho is still in there, but if the Allaho of the 2 Ryanairs is there, he won't beat Allaho. No,
And yeah, like
that's if but some maybes, and you're taking a chance on it, and he's 10 and all that, but there's no horses run to that level or rating in the last few years, bar Allaho. And
Allaho run to 179 or something like that, wasn't
give or take, yeah.
Yeah, 179. That was a 171 he's up to now.
Yeah.
171. So he's still another 8 to go. You need Allaho to drop for him to meet him.
And I was saying to Tom, if the Allaho is still in there that can do what he's done in those Ryanairs, Stage Star will be in no comfort to start the race, and I could see him falling away because he just goes way too fast and other horses can't keep up.
Correct me if I'm wrong, I'm just thinking at the top of my head. What did Min try to take him on?
Min tried to take him on the first one and fell apart. He just couldn't go to pace, and Min was obviously had run in Champion Chaser and multiple grade 1 2-miler, and he just couldn't go the gallops, and that's what Allaho does to horses, and it's kind of over from halfway because he's so far ahead and the other horses are so tired that they just can't make up that ground.
He just takes horses out of their comfort zone so early on that they have to try and make up them lengths a lot earlier than they would want to. And it's like even the fact that he's 10, you kind of have in the back of your mind, it was not a substantial injury that was out with. It was a bleed. It
is a weird one.
So it's not like a physical injury. So hopefully he'll be A1.
Tom, you like Stage Star?
Yeah, I was really impressed with this performance. I put up and I backed not long till May, and I was happy all the way around until the home turn, and then I thought I had a chance after the last, but I think you're being a bit harsh on Stage Star, even Andrew. Like the way he over jumped basically at the last, and when he made that mistake, I said, right, I'm in here. I'm gonna go past him, and he picked up and went again. I was hugely taken with the performance. To do that off 155 was a really good showing. He's now off 166. Yeah, very, very impressive. He's a proper Ryanair contender. His form at Cheltenham was fantastic now, obviously, isn't it? I know what you're saying about Allaho. Allaho is going to be 10 next year. But yeah, look, at least it opens up, because everyone keeps telling me Jambon definitely isn't going here. So at least it throws something else into the mix that would have a chance against him.
Why do you think Jambon's going to go here? When he just when it's just one horse he has to try beat.
Yeah, I was just thinking, if Allaho didn't go here, and now Stage Star has come into the reckoning, but you take him out, like, it's bad. Like, it's really bad. You're taking on a superstar in El Fabiolo, and if Allaho doesn't run, there's no superstar, and Jambon is a superstar compared to everybody else. So that's my thinking. I think he'll definitely stay further than 2 miles as well. I've no worries about that. But it is all based around Allaho, really. And El Fabiolo staying in one piece. If El Fabiolo doesn't make it to Cheltenham, then Jambon will definitely go for the championship.
Sean?
Yeah, Stage Star was very good. That was a race ending mistake at the last, and like he literally stopped to a walk nearly, and he picked up and got going again. I thought he was very good, but I think it just proved maybe the point that I brought up on the anti-post show about horses running the RSA and horses running the Turners, the longevity. Like, I'd be worried about the real wagon now. Not for a stage in that race did you think he was going. He couldn't get near it, and he was being pushed along from nearly 5 out. I'd be worried about him now. What that RSA has left on him. Other than that, I think, yeah, Stage Star, look, he's definitely an RSA, Ryanair contender now. You'd want to go and just see him do it in open company now, out of handicaps, into the open grade ones, possibly taking on an Ascot, maybe something like a Shiskin, and see how he gets on.
Yeah, very good form figures around that course now he has, so good horse. Burnett Road Triumph trial, very impressive. Myself and Sean had mentioned him in the week leading up to the meeting. I was wicked impressed. I said I almost put him up in the anti-post video, but I just wanted to see him once more, and unfortunately he was 20 to 1 then. He's 6 to 1 odd, 5 to 1 now. Impressive. Wait for Willies. What are you going to do?
Impressive. Wouldn't touch him at the price now. Jumping is fucking horrendous. 2 ways about it.
He just ran through them all of them.
Will need to improve that to win, but he's not going to need to improve that much to be a massive player in a Triumph Hurdle. He's a big boy. He looks fairly forward already. He won at Royal Ascot. The way he picked up, look, what he beat was a load of dirt, let's be honest about it. Sean was going on about this French farm. That's what happens. I just don't get French farm coming over here. It doesn't translate. Yeah, but the horse just getting jiggy with it. He was third to him. He got absolutely battered by this thing.
What now? You fucking mullered him.
Jumped like a prime Faheen. He ran through a few hurdles, all right, there's no doubt in it.
Yeah, you can't say his jump was bad because he didn't jump. He just ran through him. Massive engine, serious engine. If he can just improve 20% of the jump, or he just flicks the top from him and keeps going, massive player. He's definitely in the top 3, going to be. It's the whole thing, and it's what Willie has. This is what everyone's saying. What Willie has, but what Willie has will have to run to that level and go past it. Yeah,
like he's run to a very high level for a juvenile early in the season, and Willie will have to have one that can match that level. Saying he has no chance is outrageous. I think he'll definitely be in the comments. He'll definitely be placed. Whether he's good enough, and it's hard to know because we don't know what Willie has. But the level he's run to already would go very close to winning a Triumph Hurdle already. He's very, very well developed for a 4-year-old from running to such a high level on the flat. He can be settled. He can do it from the front. and he's a wicked turn of pace. So,
Like,
Tom,
I couldn't believe how far back Harry had him.
yeah, he was so confident on him. I was a bit shocked as well, but there you go. Tom, Burdett Road.
Yeah, to come from as far back as he did and win by 6.5 lengths just going away. Yeah, he was all class, wasn't he? I think they'll ride him like that again and get him settled. He doesn't jump fantastic, but it doesn't stop him. Yeah, look, I think he's going to have a hell of a chance in the Triumph. I think people are writing him off well because of connections. If he was trained by a big, well-known trainer, they'd be all over him. But as I said, he's not going to lack from training from James Owen. And yeah, best of luck to them with him. He's a live one, isn't he?
What price is he now?
He's about 6s, I think. Trevor said no chance being racing all year long. You need a fresh horse. That used to be the case because a lot of Triumph Hurdle winners would only pop out in February and win that race, the Adonis in Kempton. It happened many times. It's not like that anymore. We've seen Lossie Mouth coming up on kind of this weekend last year, and she raced the whole way through the season and had been racing before that over in France. So it's not necessarily the case anymore. And Caution and a lot of racing as well. He was going to win. And
Last year had a fair bit.
So yeah, like Tom's made good points. He's definitely in with a shout. The level and the size and everything, it's very good.
He's after setting a very high marker that they have to reach.
Sean, Burdett Road.
Yeah, I was very keen on him. I'd backed him, and then I'd come back down from a race at Navan, and come back down. They were showing it on the screen outside the bookies. He was 7-2, and I was doing the stones on this fella. And halfway down the back, I thought my money was done. He was very far back. He wasn't jumping, and I was saying to myself, "Geez, either Cobden's sitting on something that he knows is unreal here, or it's all gone wrong." And he somehow managed to come with a boot down the hill and romped home. Cobden gave him a slap after the last, and then he came back up off him. Look, he sets a good benchmark. He sets the benchmark. Let's be honest. Willie has to come out, and Nicky has one, and wherever else has to come out and match that. But I wouldn't be diving in at that price. I'd be looking at the French recruits that have come in, and I'd be betting $1 that one of them will be better.
Yeah, I mean, if you're on a 25s and 33s, you're sitting quite happy now, and you know you're going there with a chance, but maybe not at the price he is now. Someone mentioned Willie has one for Rich Ritchie. I actually backed the filly that they were talking about. They bought from France recently enough. Her name is hard to pronounce and kind of escapes me. No, it's too long and it's French. That's how I went on the outsider, but I wish I had it back Burdett Road now at 20s.
Always go what you go. You done this last year.
Yeah, look, this is what it is. A horse that I was delighted to see win over the weekend. If you want to mention one, fire away. But Buddy won for me. He's going for grade ones now. I love him. He's progressed since they went up and trip. It's great to see. Small trainer. He was backed off the boards. Asked in the interview, did you think he'd win? Yep, I thought he'd win. So you know where the money came from. Any other horses?
Any other horses? Come back to me.
Before we kick on to the racing this weekend, Tom, you want to mention that?
Broadway Boy.
Absolutely.
Very good, yeah.
Won't lie, had the lot on and won the lot.
Yes.
Yeah.
Cheers to get stuck in, Tom.
That made, I was GSI on this lad. That made the weekend very enjoyable. Jumped him into submission, didn't he? How
nervous did you get when he stepped at that fence down the back, Tom?
Very.
I nearly fell into him.
He's
do you know what, Tom? He made a mistake, right? But somehow he came out of it quicker than everyone else, and he made it. I don't know how it works.
He's like that, isn't he? No, he's class. I really like him.
It's the first horse that had all four of us on us actually won.
Yep. First time in probably ever, all four of us put up Broadway Boy, and he done the job. Sean, want to mention that?
Yeah, that was a good bumper at Navan. Tom had put his weight to a horse called Spring de la Mer, and Jesus, now I got it done by a whisker, but I'd say 3 decent horses there. The Gordon Elliott horse was well backed, my trump card. I imagine you'll see him over a hurdle and maybe stepped up to 2.5 the next time out. And the Barry Connell horse was in third. I'd say a nice bumper. I'm probably 3 winners in the making.
That sprint to the mare is an aeroplane. The way it travelled, and then it took a minute or two to pick up, but then went away. It was a 4-year-old carrying 12 stone. £5. My trump card was getting £5 off for Harry Swan. I was mightily impressed. I know he only won ahead, but I think he's very, very good.
Yeah, Cromwell's been flying all year, to be fair to him. But yeah, great weekend racing. And we're going to kick on to this weekend. A few ones to touch on. And a couple of people have said it. Apple Away is entered up in many, many races this weekend. So we'll see her. And I cannot wait. Someone mentioned it. I think she'll go to Haydock. Bit of heavy ground. I think it's 2 mile 5. Either novices, limited, handicap, chase, beginners type thing. But I'm looking forward to seeing her.
One of them.
I can't wait.
Every time he's drunk, he speaks fucking Scottish over the weekend. Me think. Like Tom. Like Tom is English. He can do it. When he's drunk, he becomes really English. But you're fucking Irish. Shout out to Ollie Bell for giving us a lighter, because we had no lighter to smoke the cigar on Saturday night, Friday night, whatever night it was. Friday. And he hooked us up. Sean's in it. He loved Megan Nichols. He loves her a little more right now. He nearly disappeared under the table when she walked in.
Poor Alice Stevens was there, and she was at the bar, and he was like, "Oh, she's gorgeous, isn't she?" And I was like,
"Yeah, give me that drink."
He turned to the left, and he went, "Oh, Megan Nichols!"
I think she heard him.
Oh, so there you go. Anyway, Jesus, the 123 Punchestown.
I'm going to crop this and tag him in and tag Megan Nichols. Just embarrassing.
Is this on Sunday or Saturday?
What?
Saturday.
It's going Saturday to Sunday. Have it in chronological order.
Chronological order. The Florida Pearl Novice Chase Grade 2. The Stairs. Affordale Fury. Affordable Fury, Andrew is definitely going to call him. Yeah. Churchtown Warrior. Clonmeen. Cool Survivor. Favori de Champs Du. Florin Porter. Maxim. Quilixios. And Sander Moose. Andrew.
Good race if majority from turn up. Like we have Affordable Fury, aka Affordable Fury. He won well last time. He beat Favre de Champs. He's second in 2 Grade 1 hurdles. He's what?
Chased by an 85-year-old in the toilets. The 85-year-old with the tablets in the toilets. That's probably what's going to happen.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Florin Porter, look, his form started getting a massive boost over the weekend. And then you have Quilixios and Sander Moose. I would be kind of wanting to side with Sander Moose here. I think he could pull out a massive performance. He got a lovely pipe open over 2 miles at the start of the season. He jumped really well. I think he put it up to Florin Porter. Florin Porter obviously is the big class angle in the race. He was good at Cheltenham. I'm finding it hard to go against him, but I think Sander Kilgane is a horse that could come on leaps and bounds throughout the season. And if he turns up here, I would be quite sweet on him. If not, Florin Porter will take all the beating with the rest of him.
Yeah, with Florin Porter's form being frank the other day, it's hard to look past him for me. I wouldn't be surprised if Florin Porter wins if they both run on Saturday, and then maybe at Cheltenham or later in the season that form is turned around as Sander gets more runs and gets fitter. But I'd love to see Sander win, but if they both turn up Saturday, I think would be Florin Porter. Tom?
Yeah, it should be a good race. I'm going to stick with Affordale Fury. I've put him up for the RSA. And look, if he gets beat here, I wouldn't be too disappointed. I think his Cheltenham form is the key to him. But yeah, I'll stick with him here anyway.
Yeah, that's kind of the way I am with Sander as well. If he loses, I wouldn't be too worried regards going later in the season.
Good race, don't it?
Yeah, good race. Sean?
Yeah, I don't know if they're going to run Florin Porter. Right-handed is not his thing.
Yeah.
Right-handed is not his thing, and Christmas is on the horizon. I can see them waiting for Leopardstown. I wouldn't be too sure if he was to go here now. I was in Tom's camp as well. I'd like Affordale Fury's first day out. Probably taking on Betfair Chase again here, and one more snug than the distance suggested. He jumped. I'd like to see the jumping slicking up a little bit more. He's a bit novice at 1 or 2, but well entitled coming on for the second run, and he's a big dower stayer, and he'll be staying all day in here.
On to the 2:35, the Morgiana hurdle, grade 1, 2 miles. State Man 3 to 10. Imperi Pass, I reckon he will run the following week at Ferry House. 4 to 1. Pied Piper 11 to 2. Echoes of Pain 6 to 1. I hate that horse. Like, of all horses, the most.
Such a moose.
Ashro Diamond 13 to 2. Irish Point 9 to 1. And Fees Dudari 25 to 1. State Man, really, isn't it?
Look, it's no point spending much time here.
If Imperi Moose doesn't turn up.
Imperi Moose doesn't turn up, which they're not going to put two of them against each other the first start of the season. State Man will win this, and then you're picking out what's going to run behind it. I'd be surprised if Irish Point ran here. I wouldn't be surprised to see Ashra Diamond and Echoes of Rain and Pied Piper turn up here, but they'll need to grow wings and an extra leg to be State Man.
Now in play match bet, Pied Piper against Echoes of Pain, 2 clowns.
Absolute dopes.
Tom.
Yeah, look, it's kind of a non-contest, isn't it? State Man's going to turn up. He should be a few lengths too good for these. And I can tell you what else is going to happen is Ashra Diamond's going to run. She's going to get dropped out last, ridden for a place, and Sean is going to be raving about how she's gone and beaten 157 rated Pied Piper. And that's going to be Sunday's show.
Duff, betting on the distance only, Dave. Yeah, probably. He doesn't win by all that many lengths though.
He's not flashy. He's not flashy.
Not flashy. 4 or 5 is usually his thing. Sean.
Tom's absolutely fuming that Magical Zoe is not what he thought she was. But State Man, yeah, he's going to do his dance here and win. He's not going to take on anything. And as Tom touched on, I think they'll probably go here with Ashra Diamond rather than go on the Hans Grace. Like, he's going to be coming against a race fit and Imperial Pass into Hoopu and the Hans Grace. This is probably the easier looking at it now. And if she was to run around and finish second or third, he'd be quite happy with that.
On to Haydock. The Betfair serial winner Stayers Handicap hurdle. It's used to be the fixed brush hurdle, 3 miles, half furlong. Always a good race. There's been a few Stayers candidates come out of this. Paisley Park won it many moons ago. Mm-hmm. Crambo is your favourite, 10 to 3. Slate Lane, 10 to 3. Also, Lord Snooty, 8 to 1. Bold Endeavour, 14 to 1. Dubrovnik Harry, 14 to 1. Emma Tom.
How is he still going?
Emma Tom. 14 to 1. Gill Road, 14s. Hugo's New Horse, 14s. Fine Margin, Howling Mad Murdoch, Highlander all 16 to 1, and then it's 20 to 1 bar. Really good race. Very short. Top of the betting though, isn't it?
Yeah. He's entitled to be on the back of what he done at Aintree. He won a hurdle race for the back straight and he won a bumper for the sound straight, which is a quite taken performance when you do that in one race. Look, that was a very good performance. He got a lovely ride off Conor Brace, who just let him roll into the race. It wasn't asking much. He's only gone up £6, which I think still gives him a massive, massive chance here. 10 to 3 in a race like this is quite short. There's 2 I like against the field. One being, it won't be a shock to you, is Gill Road.
Yeah, no, I don't like him.
And the second one is Howling Mad.
Come on!
I start off Gill Road first. He was last seen, he won a handicap chase by 18 lengths. Look, he was a decent enough hurdler. He won at the November meeting. And he ran second or third in the Betfair hurdle as well. He's off a mark of 140. He was £3 lower than his chase mark. Nigel Tristan Davis horses are flying. He had 2 winners today. Again, his horses ran well at the weekend. I'd give him a massive chance of 14 to 1. And then Howling Mad Murdoch. It's a horse I took to when he won a Sandown. He absolutely traveled like a dream through that race, and he picked up and won really well. Put him up then for the race that Apple Away won at Aintree. Ran very well into 5th. Looked like he was going to play a massive part at one stage. He's off a mark of 140, which is big enough. It's £22 higher than he started last season. Tom Lacey, for 9 runners, he's had to have him over the last 2 weeks, 3 of 1, so his horses are running quite well. So he's 16 to 1 as well. I'd give him a decent chance in this, and I would take Gow Road and Howling Mad Murdoch against the field.
Yeah, I like Crambo, but at kind of 3-1 in a race of this nature, I just kind of let him win. It's too short for me. I would have been interested in Stutzikini if he ran Gordon Elliott's horse, 25-1. Wouldn't mind the ground and looks like a complete dour stayer. But this is one for me, one of these outsiders that I'm going to get stuck into each way. Howling Mad Murdoch. Before the race against Appleway, he had won at Sandown, travelled through the race on heavy ground really impressively. He's by Soldier of Fortune, and they seem to really, really like heavy and soft ground. I don't think the conditions will be any issue to him. In that race, a couple of winners behind him. A horse of Jamie Snowden's that's run a couple of times. Regard has won. And then they threw him straight from that into the Grade 1 Sefton Novices. And in that race was Appleway, Maximilian, Iroko, Stay Away Faye, Marvel Sands. First race of the season, won Handicap Chase, Novice Handicap Chase at Ayr, I think it was, off top weight. He came 6th. Mo Faso was in that race, has been 2nd, and then bolted up then the next day in his beginner's chase. I just think it's an unreal piece of form, and I will back all the horses from it. I'm waiting to see Blenkinsop when he comes out. I think Howling Mad Murdoch will win.
I think he's a great price.
Tom?
Yeah, I can see the angle there. I'm just worried that he's off 140. I felt that was fairly harsh for him, to be honest. I can see the angle that he's a nice horse, but I just thought the handicap rating was a little bit too high for him. Tom Lacey's in great form. Andrew, I'm backing you up here with Gow Road. Another stable in great form is Nigel Twist and Davis stable. And I think he's got a solid handicap form, which this is probably going to turn into a slog over on heavy ground, and I think you're going to need a bit of solid form here. Interestingly, he's had his 2 runs over fences. I know he's coming back off a long time off, but they're starting him back over hurdles. The last time he was seen over hurdles was in the Coral Cup at Cheltenham. That was off 145. He ran respectively and finished 7th. He's down to 140 here, so I think he's got his chance. At the top of the market, Crambo's obviously got his chance as well, but it's fairly short. And good old Slate Lane, that horse, Sean, that they've been doing a proper job with, keeping his handicap mark well tucked up and ready to fire.
Sean?
Yeah, Thomas hit the nail on the head. I've been looking forward to seeing this lad running, and I'm surprised it wasn't a Thames qualifier, which probably tells me that this might be the day. I thought this was a Thames qualifier. Was it once upon a time? I was shocked.
Never.
No, okay. But this lad off a marker 127, he's well in. There's absolutely no doubt about that. To what level he's going to reach, a complete unknown. He's had 3 races under Emmett, won 3 of them he says he liked, 1 over 3 mile 2, and he's been on the bridle doing it. And I was wickedly impressed the last day. I was having a look. The Thames is worth 56 grand. The winner of this gets 71 grand. So I'd be fairly sure that he's going to be running the full merits on Saturday. And I think off a lightweight, getting plenty of weight all around off Crambo, getting 12 pounds, I think he's going to be able to put it up to them in here, and it could be a right plot job.
You fall for it all the time.
Every
single time.
I tend to get them right more than not.
You don't.
No, you don't.
There's no one, because one of 25 of Emmett's things win, so you can't possibly have getting them right all the time.
On that Cheltenham last week, that was a stupid one. This lad here now, as they're all lined up to go and do it.
Keep falling for it.
I keep on falling
in and out with Emmett Mullins.
with him.
Someone clip that, please, and stick it all over social media.
It's all over it already. There's no getting rid of it. It's on
It's
YouTube.
live. 3 o'clock in Haydock, the Betfair Chase, Grade 1, 3 miles, 1.5 furlongs. Brave Man's Game, 5-4 favourite. The Rat, 7-4. Royal Pagoi, 7-1. Korak Rambler, 10-1. Shishkin won't run, and then Manila Drama. Many people think Brave Man's Game won't run. So it's very hard to know what's going to happen with this race. It could turn into 3-horse race, but someone in the comments has put in BMG's gone from 5 to 4 today into 4 to 6, which would be more kind of his price if he's going to run. If he does run, he'll win, in my opinion. If he doesn't, I couldn't give a fuck, to be honest.
Yeah, look, there's, but the way things are going, it's looking like now he's going to run. It's just shortening the betting. There's no rain arriving, so there's none of the heavy ground excuse. Still life for me. I don't know why Harry Coplin is not up here. Why the hell? Why are you going down to Ascot to ride Pictori?
No matter how many excuses they come up with, and like Johnny Delahaye has 16 horses there, and Brian Drew has 1, and so on and so forth. It just doesn't make sense because he's the best horse in the stable, and you go where the best horse in the stable is. It's very weird.
It's like saying back in the day when fucking Tom Quealy was riding Frankel. I'll go down and ride a full book of cards instead of coming up and riding Frankel.
It is very strange as well because, in my opinion, Codden's
would have been happy, I'd say. But anyway,
shit.
Codden's the best rider in England. I think it's the most stylish anyway.
He's the best.
And Nichols gave out to him about the ride he gave what was the thing? Was it Captain Teague last week?
Yeah, he didn't go on.
He didn't go on soon enough. And it's coming too soon after that. It's almost as if he's trying to fucking chastise him.
He's trying to put him in his place or something like that, isn't he?
It's a weird one.
But look, I don't even think Darryl Jacob can fuck this up. He's a great wreck, though. Daryl's a good jockey. I'm not hesitating the piss. Like Daryl's a very good jockey.
A good around Haydock,
very good around. Great record in this race. Protectorat. If you want to back him at 7 to 4, 6 to 4, whatever he is, go look at the former Dan Sketton's horses and give your head a little wobble there, because everything is running, as Sean would say, are doing a Henry de Bromhead. They're stopping.
Yeah, they're being poor.
We had a horse. I was watching their back to win of the race today. He had Nitrous Dave's horse. It was, I think, 5 to 2, and he went off 38 joint fair with Dan Skelton thing. Came there cruising. Accelerator down, he went backwards. I said it 3 weeks ago, his horses are not firing at all, and there's a lot of them still not firing. I know they're going to have this thing drilled to the minute to win this.
Roasting here now.
I'll turn it off in a sec. Drilled to the minute to win this, but I won't be going near him at any price in this race. I know you're going to laugh. Royal Piguy is an interesting one if Brave Man Game falls apart.
But he likes Haydock. He likes heavy ground.
Haydock. He loves soft to heavy ground. If it stays a bit soft, he's 2 to 3 at Haydock. He won what's the big race there, the handicap? Name's gone out my head.
Peter Marsh.
He won that off like 17 million stone 1 year.
I know all this stuff.
On the absolute bridle. He's a big price at 7 to 1. I'd rather back him at 7 to 1, or without the favours, take Brave Man's Game out. I'd rather back him without Brave Man's Game in the market. Manila Dram might run here. Shiskin's going to run at Ascot. Cork Rambler, to me, needs to take a massive step forward. What we've seen at Kelso was absolutely shocking. Whether he's at last season at leaving a mark, which you never know. But he dropped out like a light very, very quickly. I know Scudamore's coming out and saying we left him very short. I thought I had him forward enough. But he's saying they left him short. Even a fully fit Cork Rambler, you still look at his rating. He needs to take a massive step forward to the top 2 in the markers. But I take Royal Piguy without Brave Man's Game.
Do you ever wonder, like, how I can remember that race named Peter Marsh and I couldn't string a sentence together in French in school? Like,
because I have Alzheimer's and you don't.
It's weird. It's weird. Tom, what are you going for?
Yeah, look, the Brave Man Game thing, I know we touched on it, but it is very, very strange. Quick little pop quiz for you. How many rides has Darryl Jacob had for Paul Nicholls in the last 3 seasons, including this one? So this one and the last 2 full seasons, how many rides for Paul Nicholls?
4.
1.
3. One
I
of them
want
was
to say
so
3.
close.
I want to say 3. 1 a year.
Yeah. One of them was today. It's like whatever way, and I saw he was getting very annoyed with Nick Lightfoot, who was putting the questions to him the other day. But how he's getting annoyed by getting asked these questions, I have no idea. It does stink a little bit of Brave Man's Game. Should he have gone on him? Should he have won? Captain Teague, I know they weren't happy with that the other day. It does stink of that, to be honest.
Yeah. He did.
Yeah.
Garrett made a few mistakes when he was stable jockey there, and he was fucked out for Sam Twiston Davis pretty quickly, to be honest, as well.
Yeah. It's very weird. Nobody can tell me that all of a sudden Johnny Delahaye has first call over where Harry Cobden goes. I'm not having that for a second. But look, as far as the race, I actually gave Royal Pagai, look, Venetia's Yard are in absolutely scintillating form, aren't they? He likes Haydock. He should go all right. Brave Man's Game should win this in all reality. I thought Current Grammar would take a good step forward. I think he's probably been underestimated. But look, Brave Man's Game should be winning. But it's a non-bet race. Just going to sit down and chill out and watch it, I think.
Sean?
Yeah, on the Brave Man's Game thing, I think it's written in the stars he's a non-runner. Makes absolutely no sense. Like, as you touched on, unless Johnny Delahaye is saying that I'm pulling 6 million or whatever he spent this year on horses out of the yard, if Harry Cobden is not riding my horses, it just smells of that he's going to be a non-runner. Like, why wouldn't you be down there riding the number one horse? So I won't be completely shocked at all when the decks come out if he's not in them. I was really, really close to doing a mega GSI on Protectorate, but he highlighted to me the stable form and it's frightened me. He's down to 10% and it's not looking good. Listen, if anyone's going in on him, I can't blame them. Like, he's going to be nailed to the mast for this race. This is his Gold Cup. This is where he's going to have him ready to go. But that stable form just worries me, and I've gone cold on him. So I don't know what way to go. I wouldn't be backing any of the outsiders. It'd be a sit and watch.
Yep. Okay. Over to Ascot. The 1965 Chase, Grade 2, 2 miles, 5 furlongs. Shiskin's in here 4-6. Pictori 2-1. Dashel Drasher 10-1. Manetta Drama is here as well, 16s. Thunderrock 16s. Strawfan Jack 40s. Andrew, what are you looking for here?
This is definitely a watch and brief for me. But look, if I was Sean and I was doing my little statement dance, you're looking at Shiskin sitting here at 4-6 and Pictori sitting there 2-1. You want to be doing your little dance to a bookmaker if you're thinking. I just personally can't back Shiskin. I think there's he's too many problems. I couldn't part my money with him. A 90% okay Shiskin wins this by a country mile. Look, he's at the battering Pictori by 16 lengths in the Ascot Chase last season. There's no reason why you can't do it again here. Dashel Drasher will take him a long way. He's 4 from 6 at Ascot. He loves the place. I can see him finishing second. Look, Shiskin should be winning this. If he's any credentials about going Gold Cup, he needs to be beating these quite handsomely. And I've no doubt in my mind he will be beating them quite handsomely. But I won't be parting my money to back him. But yeah, Shiskin wins. Dashel Drasher probably follow him home.
Tom?
Look, I can never get Shiskin right either, but I think he'll probably win, but I can never get him right, so I wouldn't back him, and I'll put the feet up and watch this one.
Yeah, look, at the start of the season, we done some horses to follow and flops, and I said I thought Shiskin would be a flop this season. I stand by that. It's hard to see Pictori turn the form around, but I just wouldn't be steaming in a 4-6. I wouldn't be surprised if Shiskin wins this and does a few things wrong. But I just can't have him in the big 3 mile races. I feel he's ducked one again here by going here instead of the Betfair. It's typical of Hendo start of the season, which is fair enough. But he just hasn't looked the same horse since that race against Norgamine a couple of years ago. He had a couple of wins last year, one against Pictori. It was probably his best performance. Then he just travelled so badly. It's not even funny in the Ryanair. Stayed on.
Jump
shite. At Aintree done the same thing. Don't know how he won. In the end, it looked all right. But you look back at the race, Aplutar is in there, third, 16 lengths back. Never ran a race all last season since the winning the Gold Cup. Pulled up, was conflated and Gallo, and then he beat Ahoy Senior. That horse is a moose. Let's be honest about it. He's just not as good as I thought he would be. And he just doesn't jump well. Does way too much out in front and then has nothing in the back end of the race. So I think just so many question marks about Shiskin, and I'll be honest, I wouldn't be surprised if he lost. Sean?
Yeah, I think Ascot is Shiskin's playground. He's 2 from 2 around here over chases, and the last time when you thought he was all done and packing her in, he came back and he walloped Pictoria by 16 lengths. He's exactly the horse that you sit and watch the watch the first fence. You know exactly what Shiskin has turned up after he jumps the first. If he's jumping and he's in Nico's hands, that's the time where they'll be pressing the button for the bet. It won't be beforehand, because he's just too inconsistent. You can't get him right. He's the prime example of a horse that you're waiting back and running for me.
Yeah, someone said he shits in, then the next comment was Shiskin will look like a superstar in one race and then let you down. When he won kind of before Cheltenham last year, and then he'll go off short for the Ryanair. When he won that day at Ascot, he looked amazing. Within 2 fences at Cheltenham again, you knew he knew he was going to struggle. He knew he was going to struggle. 205 at Ascot is the Carl Hurdle, 2 miles, 3.5 furlongs, grade 2. Goshen 2-1, Theatre Glory 3-1, Sora 5s, Blue King Doro 11-2. Then you got Strong Leader 7s, Crambo probably won't race here. 12s, Moidoi, Shanro, Hardy Bloke. I'm going to give Strong Leader another go and hope that he runs better than he did the first time. I'll always take on Goshen now. Theatre Glory is an okay horse. So Royale is too old. Blue King Doro is a 4-year-old. It'd be very hard. So Strong Leader.
Yeah, I couldn't back Goshen either now. He's had too many chances now. I'm taking a chance with So Royale. Look, he's obviously 11 now. He's had a first run at Kempton. He might need to run out at his age. It's not a good race at all. Strong Leader, if he comes back to form, he'll have a chance. Well, So Royale, look at his back form, even to last season, should be good enough to go very, very close in this. He's 5-1. He's the back of each way price if someone wanted to have a bet in it. Gosh, and geez, he's had to have so many chances over hurdles, over fences, going left-handed, going right-handed. I don't think the chap knows what he's doing himself these days.
You know who old he is?
What?
I couldn't believe it when I seen it. Guess how old Goshen is?
He's 7.
Yeah, feels like he's around donkey's years.
On Goshen, I hope Jamie Moore's okay. We talked about Graham Lee last week. Jamie Moore had a bad fall as well. Yeah, he had a bad fall yesterday, and he cracked a vertebrae or something and ribs and stuff. So he had a bad one. And poor Time Hill. Oh yeah, good horse. So anyway.
But yeah, So Royale, I think he's a decent enough price. 5-1. If he comes back to form last season, he could put it up to the young lads in here.
Tom?
Yeah, I didn't think it was a great race. I'll always take on Goshen. Always, especially when he's favourite. For me, you've just got to take him on. Theatre Glory is a fine horse, but that's it. So Royale doesn't really win as much as I'd like, and he's 11. That left me with Strong Leader and Blue King Doro. Strong Leader, I'd forgive him that run at Fosslas, and I'd take him on the back of the other form. I think he's the one here for me off that kind of mark. And the other lad is Blue King Doro, as I said. Won nicely at Cheltenham. He's got to take a step forward. He's only 4, but if he could do it, this might be the one to put half a smile on Harry Cobham's face.
Sean?
Yeah, listen, I couldn't make head or tail of this. A better chance of throwing my money into the fire and getting more back. It's a really tough one. Like, you don't trust Goshen, and look, Crambo did interest me. He is jocked up here as well, but I think the opinion was he's going to go to Haydock over this. But if Crambo was to go in here, I wouldn't be surprised if he could run close in this.
Yeah, Crambo's a good old animal. 3:15 at Ascot. 2 miles, 1 furlong. The Jim Barry Horse Park Handicap Chase. These are always good handicaps around Ascot. The fences come thick and fast. Always good viewing. Boot Hill, who have never got right ever. 15-day favourite. Saint Seagal 92. Cargeen Rock 5s. Frere Dam 5's a horse that travels into every race like he's a superstar and doesn't find anything. Then you've Orkin Risque 10s. Fun and Bull Civila 10s. 12-1 bar. For what it's worth, I like a few in here, but I always liked Auckland Risky over hurdles. I think he'd pick up some sort of decent handicap like this over fences. I think he won a grade 2 over hurdles. I could be wrong. And I'll give him a shot each way.
Yeah, I'm Auckland Risk as well. Last seen over fences, he had a length of fine at Boot Hill. That was off level waist. That was in the wayward lad at Kempton. He's now in receipt of £10, I think. If you can run to that level, that puts him right bang in here. Winner of the Betfair Hurdle last season, has a lot of class to go on. He kind of tailed off at the end of last season. Had a nice little pipe opener a few weeks ago. I think it'll put him spot on for this. Marco 144 is carrying 11 stone 3. Rex Dingle is booked up on him. His normal jockey. I think this lad has a massive chance here. When you consider that Boot Hill, obviously, look, he's at the winning first time out this season. He's carrying 12 stone. Auckland Risk is carrying 11-3. He's a 7-year-old. He's going to keep improving a small bit this season. I think the receipt of £10 is a massive thing, and I give him a massive chance here at 10-1.
Tom, are you going for Auckland Risky as well?
No, I am going for. Hang on. Am I on the right race here?
315. Ascot.
Who are you going for?
Auckland Risk.
Auckland Risk.
He's definitely on Sunday or Friday or something.
3:15 at Ascot on Saturday.
Yes.
What number horse? Because I have no idea what you said.
Number 4.
Oh, yes. Nice horse, isn't he?
No.
I'm not going with him, no. I'd give 2 a chance in this. Venetia Williams again. I think he's got a good chance here if he can improve from his first start of the season. But I'm a huge Boot Hill fan. I really like him. I tried to go through the race and get away from him. He's got 12 stone. He's off 155. He went up for winning the last day at Ascot. But his Ascot form is just so good. I'm really keen on him again. He's so consistent. I just think he'll win again, to be honest.
Sean?
Yeah, I was of the same opinion of Tom. And the Auckland Risky, is there any reason why he went back hurdling and didn't stay chasing?
He
had a nice mark and won the Betfair.
Basically, yeah. His mark over hurdles is still okay, and they thought he would run a good race in the Betfair, and he ended up winning it. But he was in around all those horses over chases. I don't think he jumped all that great, and they expected a bit more. Made use of the mark over hurdles, won a Betfair hurdle.
Spectacular, Kempton. I watched it back today. If he does that around these fences at Ascot, geez, he'll take some pegging back.
Yeah, they were definitely the 2 in here for me. Like, he's a 12-1 shot around, and I didn't know whether he was going to be running or not. I just thought that was way too big if he is to go and run here.
Yeah, he's too big.
Yeah, like, you'd expect him to be a 5-1 or 4-1 at least. So I'd say if he isn't going to run here, Boot Hill taking on similar horses, Saint Segal again, he won as easy as he liked the last day, and he loves Ascot, so he'll take plenty of beating.
Last one then, 2:30 Punchestown on Sunday.
The return of the King.
The John Durkan. Great horses in here. Gold Cup winners. Galopin Des Champs 4-9. Faster Slow 9-2. Blue Lord 8s. Appreciated 14s. Conflated 14s. 16-1 bar. Do we think Galopin will win?
Yes. Move on.
Tom?
Yeah, look, he'll probably win, won't he? I didn't think there was much else to say, but yeah, I think he'll probably win.
Sean?
Definitely.
Lance bet.
I think he'll win, but I'm just curious to watch it. I wouldn't be backing anything.
4-9.
Like to see him win and show us all that the Gold Cup has not left a mark on him.
Fast or slow, he could be one now. I'd take on the place like. I could take him on big time here. I think he's not going to be anywhere near the level that we seen at Punchestown last year.
Tend to agree. I think it was a massive performance. Beating end of the season horses that ran in the Gold Cup.
We should see. God only knows. Galopin shouldn't lose, but who knows? Appreciated could win.
Don't you fucking dare.
Turner's farm looking good.
Yeah.
Jesus Christ.
Naps and next bests.
Nap. So, no, sorry. Royal Pagoi without Brave Man's Game. Next best, Auckland Risk. Back him each way. He's 12-1. Why not?
Tom.
I just went with one. It's 3:35 at Haydock on Saturday, I believe. Fontaine Collonge.
Good shout, Tom. He won off, I think, £1 lower last year, so he was right down there in the mark. And Phoenicia Williams, time of year. Sean.
Yeah, well, the nap was Boo Hill, and Tom just stole the next best. Fontaine Collonge, back at Haydock, Phoenicia flying, and I thought I'd just give a shout out. There's very good racing on the Ireland the weekend. Big entries like Mr. Policeman, Ballybourne, Tully Hill, Gaelic Warrior. So the racing will be very good to watch around Ireland this weekend.
Yeah, a lot of racing on. And
catchers.
Huh?
Like catchers? Do you have it?
No.
No.
It's already 90 minutes, so we'll
Chantry House, eye catcher of the week for me. That's it.
Spillane Tower in the beginning of Chase.
Yeah,
an hour and a half, and he's done that. So
I would have thought. I was talking to
a proper JP list.
I was talking to the lads about Spillane's Tower on Saturday night, Sean. So yeah, I would agree with you on that.
You're a fucking eye catcher. Come to think about it, things still fucking running. Don't you stop?
That's not allowed anymore. It has to be jumps racing.
Spillane's Tower beat in a Tondu at Wexford one day. Yeah, he's a lovely horse. Yeah.
Good form.
Yeah, it makes sense.
Napa next best is hard because they're big prices, but 2 horses, if they run, I'll do an each way double.
Oh, they've had enough. I've always wanted that to happen to them at some stage.
Tom, have you got...
Alright, my bad. I clicked it and I shut the back.
Andrew cancelled me off. I'll do a each way double on Howling, Mad Burdock, and Auckland Risque. So 10s and 16s. On that note, we are done. It was a long show tonight. We had lots to talk about. Lots of good racing coming up. Please leave comments below. We'll have an anti-post video when? Next week again?
Next week.
Next week again. We'll be on the review show Sunday. Please do the usual. Like the video if you can. Try to get us up there. 150 odd likes. If you're new here, subscribe. If you just watch and don't subscribe, please subscribe. I said subscribe a lot of times there. So now I'm finished and I'm going home.
What do I have to do?
Subscribe.